Well, hey there everybody, welcome back to my movie channel. My name is Tom and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of Deadpool. You know, Deadpool 2 is coming out in less than a week. I'm seeing it, and I'll have my review and my spoilers review up for Deadpool 2 after the movie's release. But I thought it'd be fun to go back and review the first Deadpool because I've done that for many of the big sequels coming out. I've gone back and reviewed the previous installments, so I thought, why not do a review of the first Deadpool? First of all, Ryan Reynolds, he was born to play this part. Seeing him and how they butchered the character in Wolverine Origins, waiting 11 years and finally getting it right with the Deadpool movie itself, you know, this movie is way better than it probably should have been or deserved to be. And whoever thought that an R-rated superhero movie could actually work and be this good and make that much money? But it did, and we got a fantastic movie and a fantastic portrayal by Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool. I mean, he was, as I said, he was absolutely born to play this role. And this movie is beautifully and well directed by Tim Miller, his first directorial debut. What an effort Tim Miller did for this movie. Somehow he made it work. And there are a couple of big things and reasons that this movie works so well, and one of them is the romance between Deadpool and Vanessa, played by Morena Baccarin. You know, comic book movie romances haven't been the greatest, and a few of my favorites, you know, Tony and Pepper in the Iron Man and Avengers movies, that works really well. Thor and Jane in Thor, that fell short. A lot of comic book movie romances fall short, but Deadpool and Vanessa, Ryan Reynolds and Morena Baccarin, have this chemistry and they made it work. And I think what makes it work is that at the heart of Deadpool, it really is a love story. You know, it wasn't just a joke and a marketing gimmick that they threw out there. This movie really is, at its core, a love story. And that's one of the reasons I think this movie works so well is, yes, it's funny, yes, it's dirty, it's full of jokes, it's very, very violent, but at the core, it's a love story. And I think in some small, maybe even twisted way, we can relate to it. You know, oftentimes in movies where they do flashbacks or they do time jumps to show events that happened in a character's past, often it feels jarring and it doesn't really work. And in Deadpool, the first time I saw it, I was like, I'm not sure if this is gonna work, but when it flashes back to the past, and you know, because Deadpool is able to break the fourth wall, he knows he's in a movie, he can narrate what's going on. It works really, really well, and I'm really happy with how it worked and how they pulled that off. Showing him at the start as Deadpool, introducing what Deadpool is. Right from the opening credits of this movie, you know what type of movie you're in for. And the way that they jump back and forth between his past and the present events of what is going on, it just works so well. And then Deadpool eventually saying, okay, there we go, we're all caught up now, let's get back to what's actually happening currently. Okay, so now you guys know that I really, really enjoy Deadpool. I just want to touch on a few of my favorite jokes. I'm not going to do the entire jokes, I'm just going to mention them so that, you know, you'll know exactly which joke I'm talking about, because I'm not as funny as Ryan Reynolds and I don't have him sitting here next to me to redo the jokes in the proper Deadpool voice. But here are a few of my favorite Deadpool jokes. First of all, I love the whole bar scene where he first meets Vanessa and the big dude walks past with the big white beard and he smacks her on the ass and she grabs him by the nuts. Say the magic words, Fat Gandalf. That's one of my favorite lines in the entire movie. It's only a line that's made me like really, really crack up most recently when I saw it to do this review. It wasn't a line that got me the first time I saw Deadpool, even the first few times I've seen it. But recently, that line's making me laugh more and more. Say the magic words, Fat Gandalf. I just love that joke. Another one of my favorites is, of course, when Deadpool shows up to the X mansion and Negasonic Teenage Warhead answers the door and he says, oh, it's funny, I only ever see two of you here. It's almost as if the studio could not afford another X-Men. That joke cracks me up. Colossus throwing up at the end of the movie always gets me no matter what. Anything with Deadpool and Blind Al in the apartment, especially when his hand is really tiny. And he makes that joke about it being the size of a KFC spork, and I bet it feels huge in his hand. They're just a few of my favorite jokes, but most, if not all of the jokes and all of the gags in Deadpool work for me. So anyway guys, that is my very quick review of Deadpool. I'm really looking forward to Deadpool 2 coming out next week. I will have a review for that. Look out for that on my channel coming up in the next week or so. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys